Hey guys, what's up? Hello, hello. How are you guys today? I'm here. Sorry I was running a little late. I was running just a tad bit late. Truth is, I worked late and my stomach was touching my back. So I had to grab a quick bite. And this is going to be a very, very, very interesting live stream, okay? I actually did tag a couple individuals on this particular video because I don't typically do that, okay? But I felt after my discovery last night, I felt it was even more prudent to try to get some eyes on this, okay? So I reached out to a couple of heavy hitters in the Mars anomaly community. And I'm really hoping that they'll see this video because I have a bit of a doozy here. And again, this goes back to this particular, what I believe is a painting, a drawing of some sort that was captured by the Curiosity rover, okay, on Sol 1506 and 1507, meaning the Martian day. And if you're looking at your screen right now, then you understand why I reached out to some heavy hitters, okay, in regards to this particular photo. Now, I've been working on some tracing activities. I was telling you guys, I was looking for an artist. I'm still looking for a good trace artist that could possibly take what they see in this image here, right? And just like trace over it, all right? And you can even identify colors in this particular image. Now, my trace job is crude, okay? And I didn't even get to finish it, but I think it says a lot about what I'm sort of thinking in my head about what I'm seeing, okay? And if you look, you can obviously see I did my best. I'll come back and I'll come back and try to fix this. I'm not done with it, okay? I'm not completely done. But you can see where my mind is going here, right? With this particular image. Now, I'm working in two different programs right now, trying to trace this out. And so I just kind of grabbed what I had done so far so that I could show you my vision here of what I feel like I'm seeing in these images. And I'm simply just tracing around the solid color. I'm not mixing up anything, but I think that this image has about 4 to 5 different intelligent species that live on Mars. Okay. Now, again, I'll let you kind of see what my vision is here. And when you look at this image, you get an understanding of what I'm saying or what I'm trying to represent, right? I'm not an artist by any stretch of the imagination, okay? But I can see some reds, I can see some greens, and we're not talking about pixelation here. We're not talking about that. We're talking about solid coloring, okay? Now, the other day, right, we were talking about a couple of images that had been published, right, that we've seen over at Joe White's Art Aliens page, right? And I really feel like there is definitely two solid images that seem to match up with these beings, with at least two of these. Now, one thing, I don't know if you can really see it in this image, and I know that you may have to study it, right? I've been looking at this image almost daily for several weeks now. I was already mesmerized by it before, but let me tell you, my interest peaked last night as I got to letting my mind expand out. And the one thing, I actually think there's 5 little species being represented in this image. One, I believe that the lizard man, that photo that Joe White published of that lizard man matches up perfectly. There's a block-headed like bean as well. I've seen, and it seems to have this really strange overhang to the side of it. And there's quite a few examples of that. And you know, you can't necessarily match it 100%, but it sure looks close. And then, of course, we have what I call the three-eyed little bean, okay, which seems to match up to a little bean sitting right on top of this rock. There's actually two little beans sitting on top of this little so-called rock, right? Very small, very, very small. But three little eyes, right? And if you look up here really closely, you'll see it looks like this thing has three eyes. I don't know if this painting or this drawing is supposed to represent this particular species. I don't know, but it sure looks kind of similar. Now, then there is what seems to be almost like a triangle shape almost, a very odd shape. And if you really look close, and we've talked about this before in some of these images that we've been looking at, there's like a red neck, red chest, okay? And then you could see its long arm stretched out. It's like it's literally individual beings. Now, if you look right here, okay, there appears to be some sort of owl-looking being right there. Almost looks like it has a mustache, like blonde hair in the mustache. I think this is actually 5 beans, not 4, originally thought. Because as I got to tracing it and I started, you know, really looking, comparing, all that really fun stuff, I could see it. It's like it's poking out at me. And then I recalled, okay, the humanoid mummy on Mars, the you know, the little being with the beak nose that Joe had published over there. But listen, that's not it. That's not the only thing this photo is absolutely mesmerizing about. Look real close. Look really close right there. And while you're looking close, I'm going to bring up something really quick. You hold that thought, and I will check the chat here in a sec. Humanoid mummy. My go-to, as always. And this is the photo I'm talking about.
You know, bit that's just there.
I'm sorry if I've been beating this into the ground, guys, but man, you got to imagine my excitement last night when I discovered that something's definitely up with these photos. NASA, no question, is hiding proof of life. And I'm going to show that to you in just a second. But look, remember that little lop-eyed, its eyes are lopsided. I'm trying to get my words out, but its eyes are most definitely lopsided. It's got like this weird beak-like little thing in the nose. You can tell there's something definitely going on there. Got a whole sash thing going on, a whole belt thing going on. And definitely go, you know, give a follow and a view and get, you know, go open up your mind, you know, when you get a chance. Hey, Unique. Hey, Third Eye. Hey, Just My 5. Hey, Dolly, how are you? Yeah, this right here, Dolly, this one's going to get you here. All right, so I have actually seen images, a couple of images before. I don't remember the exact images, okay, but I've seen it. If I run across it again, and I'm sure I will in my research of this, I will mark it. I went ahead and created a Giga Macro account. I've been marking this image privately. I did not put it on there publicly because I'm not trying to clutter up these images, but I have been marking them. No question about that. I've been marking them, okay? I'm absolutely convinced, no question. But what appears to be, okay, some sort of little I can't say that word today. Some sort of little lopsided-eyed being thing with a beak sort of thing. You clearly can kind of see a neck and a little bit of, you know, the shoulder, the arms bent while it hangs onto the rock, and you can see its hand there, okay? And so one thing I will say, one of my observations, and listen, I'm not a heavy hitter like some of these other people, you know, that do these types of videos or this type of content, that sort of thing. But you know, I have been looking at some of these images for several years now, all of them, any of them I can digest. And I absolutely, like I say, I give props to those guys and gals that are, you know, going through these images when they come back from these rovers. And I feel a personal cause to it at this point. And so I went ahead and started a channel, y'all. And I already got 57 subs on it. I went ahead and started a little channel. I'm going to be, you know, pushing this type. Anytime I'm doing Mars content, I'll just put it over there. And I'm just a little itty bitty. I just want people to know I'm definitely not trying to come in and do or change a damn thing. I absolutely respect the OGs and the goats before me. Okay. But man, I really hope you guys can see this. And I'm talking to Joe White, our alien. I'm talking to Chris Maroney from Mars Anomalies and Beyond. I'm talking to Jimmy Roberts, the real Jimmy Roberts. I'm talking to What's Up in the Sky. I can't remember his name, but I've seen him before. I haven't seen his a video he's done in a minute. I need to go and see if he's did any updates. I'm talking to all of you guys. And the reason why I felt the prudent need, okay, to tag you guys in this video is this, okay? This right here. I can't pop this gigapan out, but what you're looking at right now is supposed to be the same soul day. But do you notice anything? Like, I don't know, complete huge boulder rocks are missing in the image. We got little pieces of rocks, okay? Look at the difference here in these images, okay? Do you see the difference? Now, the thing is, there's absolutely no question in my mind that Mars is absolutely modifying these images. I have found several instances in which you can obviously tell there's Photoshop jobs going on, okay? But look at this. The same geographical area, but look at that difference. Now, either NASA's clearly photoshopping shit, okay? Or the wind and the rocks moved on Mars in a single day and broke up, of course, too. Look, we're even missing this rock here. Remember, we were looking at this. We can clearly see something on the front of it, but where's it at in this image? Now, I even went back, okay? I went back. I checked these the actual images from NASA, okay? I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say, except something is really going on. We've been knowing that, but this has got to be the most clear-cut proof of NASA modifying or obfuscating these images before they are digested to the public. Okay? It is obvious, right? And you all know I'm a techie, right? 25 years in the industry. And I'm not the best, okay, at identifying Photoshops and stuff like that, but I ain't too bad. All right. I'm not too bad. And I want you all to know this image has been Photoshopped quite a lot, actually. Just this area right here. When did sand sit up on a rock like a box? Like a square box, okay? Not only do I see evidence of NASA like copying or cutting images out and pasting them in other parts of the images, it's almost like they're running it through they're running it through a chopper or something. And I've even seen some images. It's almost like they take a section of the image, they cut and paste it over here, but this is a clear. This image here has been photoshopped, okay? So either NASA's lying to us, all right, or somehow rocks and sand broke up and moved completely on this day. Now, even if you look at this image here, you can see that it's been blurred out right here, okay? I can see all kinds of stuff blurred out. We're missing an entire slab of rock. We're missing an entire little box, little something looking thing. Although I don't think that's a rock. I think that's actually something else. I think that a lot of these rocks, so-called rocks, are not rocks at all. There's the one prevalating thing that the one thing I've noticed, right, that seems to be really, really prevalent in some of these images is this square-shaped, lopsided square-shaped shape. Think mushrooms, okay? The shape of a mushroom. Think owl face, all right, with a weird crease down the center. I think these things have extremely short legs, all right? Some of these things, not necessarily all of them. It's impossible for us to know everything. But I got to looking at this image and I'm like, what? This is crazy. I cannot have found this. There's no way that I found this. And I've been looking at this damn image for days now, and I'm just now seeing it. But I told you guys, I've been really, really studying it. And this is why I tagged the heavy hitters, okay? This is why. Because again, either NASA's very, very clearly modifying these photos, and it definitely looks like that is the case. And look, you see this little box right here? Right here, that one there. Doesn't it look like this one right here, but it's not even in the right place? It's moved, right? But we've got a shitload of stuff missing in front of this. Again, clear scrubbing, okay? So that's why I tagged those heavy hitters. I don't like to tag typically. I try to have some good social media etiquette. But hey, I really hope that they get this. Because listen, I want them to double check me here. Okay. I want them to double check me to make sure I'm not tripping, to make sure I'm not losing my mind. I don't think experiencing any pareidolia here. Now look, I went through trying to, just to make sure I'm not tripping. Look, we've got this. If you look at these identifying characteristics, right? It's right there, same spot, right? This little, whatever you want to call that, is there, same spot. But what's going on here, right? It could be the same. All right, but I digress. What the hell's this? All right. And where is it at in this photo? And what is this? And where is it at in this photo? And where's this boulder slab at? Okay, where is the slab? Where's it at? I don't see it at all. So did the rock break up or blow away in a single day? Because they say the souls is a single day, right? Again, I am not the expert here. This is a hobby, definitely a hobby that I really enjoy. But again, I do want to sort of want to kind of like contributing to this community. And this is my first real contribution. So with that being said, I wanted to present this in a fashion that was not, I don't want the video to be too damn long, okay? I don't. But I do want to show you guys something just really quick. I want to show you what I mean about these. Okay. Oh, by the way, let me drop these links here, guys. I'm going to put links. This is the image on the left. Okay. This is the image on the right. Make sure you bookmark these. All right. Give me a sec here. All right. That is the image on the right. The one that we've been studying and studying and studying. And the reason why I even found this is because as I was really curious about, because, you know, these rovers sort of sit stationary for periods of time, sometimes days, sometimes weeks. And I was just really curious about maybe what the previous day looked like. Did they take any images from the previous day or the subsequent day? And when I pulled that up, I found, like, wait a second here. This, and I kid you not, like, I was looking and looking and looking, and I'm like, am I tripping? Okay, I don't think I am. But, and I even started looking at the fact of how thick the rock is, how embedded into the sand the rock appears to be. Okay. And here's my theory. My theory is there is something very solid in this photo. Again, I'm going to tell you, I think that this particular photo is the #1 space find in my history of living. I really feel that way. And the reason I feel that way is because I think that this is a drawing that presents possibly up to 5 individual species, and that they're intelligent. They had to be intelligent in order to even make, I mean, come on, look at this. What animal is going to even be able to make a shape like that? And what natural rock formation is going to make trapeze shapes and 3-eyed looking things that match up with the little creature that's sitting right above it? What about the fact that there seems to be a box-shaped creature here with a long neck and what appears to be like possibly 3 legs on it, you know? And here's the other reason why I really, when I seen this triangle, okay, that was drawn in on the rock, clear triangle, not to mention, that's a weird ass looking rock, right? That's weird as hell. Looks like it got eyebrows, an eye, a nose, a mouth. Like, what the hell is going on here? Something's really strange here with this particular rock. And so we literally was looking at it. I swear to God, I think I did about 5 or 6 different Mars shit streams. I just call them more Mars shit because it's like more Mars stuff. I want to be better about that. Thanks to those who actually use the soul day, because that's how I found this. And so it took us a week or two before we even seen this little lopsided or lop-eyed side lop, whatever the hell, little creature here with the lopsided eyes and it hanging off the rock looking at the rover. But if you were a Martian and machines have been landing on your planet for God knows how many years, right? Going back to the 60s, the 70s, and it doesn't talk back to you, what would be the next thing that you would do? Well, you might draw something, right? You might want to get the attention. You might want to draw something. So listen, I'm looking for a trace artist, an artist, somebody whose hands are way better than mine. I want to know if an artist could possibly just trace this image and just trace over what they see. There's iPad apps like Sketchbook that does it. Again, my hands are quite clumsy, but you kind of get where I'm going with it, right? And you can actually see red, like it's, again, not pixels. I can see clear red, red neck, red chest, long arms. And we've looked at quite a few images where we have found numerous little beings strange. Some even looked like they had like 6 legs, okay, with a red chest, with this reddish chest, this reddish neck area. And again, this is not, we're not talking about pixels here, right? So let me, thank you, Dolly. Let me put my little thing up. That's really, the really reason I put that up, it has my contact info. Now I'm a little slow, answering my email from time to time, but probably the best way for people to reach me is going to be number 1, Discord, and then number 2, probably email. And then if I don't respond, just drop in a girl's comments and say, hey, I dropped a message to you, because I don't always, y'all, you all know, I get freaking thousands and thousands of messages, and it has nothing to do with this type of content. It's just like the other type of content that I produce, like my crime and investigations work and stuff like that. But this is something I really do enjoy doing, and I have never ran up on such a blatant obfuscation, if I can even say that word properly. I've seen a lot of it on these images, but I have never seen it to this extent, where we're missing an entire slab of rock, solid rock at that. Either the rock got up and moved, or it broke up on its own, or there's something else going on here. And you can definitely see there's something else going on, because even just from this view, you can see the blurring going on. Look, I mean, this right here is so obvious. It is so obvious what's going on here. And you can even, I was going to see, yeah, I mean, you can see it. It's, NASA is copying or cutting sand and pasting it in odd places. And there is no question to me, we're looking at a Photoshop job, and I'm talking all the way back here. This is all Photoshop right here. I see it. It's very visible. Okay. So that is what I came live to talk about today. Okay. I have absolutely no freaking explanation on what the hell's going on here. But again, I'm hoping that the actual experts can double check me. I mean, I really did a number trying to match this up. I mean, multiple points to match up, the rock behind it is, I mean, all of it's matching up good so far. Even the little scattered rocks here in the back, right? Even this rock here in the back, even this part of it, right? But then things get real funny. Things get really interesting, don't they? So again, I did tag NASA in this too, although I'm not really expecting them to do a damn thing. I mean, hell, the real experts at looking at this sort of stuff is the everyday citizens of the world. And I'm really, let me just throw a note out to anybody who may hear this, that may work at NASA or come across these photos from time to time, or have any sort of responsibility in dropping these photos. I hope you'll let some leak from time to time, because we have a right to know, right? Who's paying for NASA and all, the high money that guys, it's all tax-paying dollars mostly, right? All right. So it is mesmerizing, right? I was just like, what? No way. And I kept talking about this image, and I kept talking about it. It's like, man, this image has got me. There's something crazy going on in this image. I'm stunned, not to mention the fact that we actually ran up on a couple of images that seem to match what's painted on the side of that rock. So with that being said, let me show you what I'm talking about when I say that. Of course. Just a second. One second. There it is. So,
what looks like a very, very old looking statue.
Oh my God, I can't tell you how many freaking countless hours I've watched this type of content. But needless to say, let me get the close up that Joe White did here. Okay. This is just my theory. Of course, I can't really confirm this, but this very interesting little lizard man image, okay, if there is a match, I think that this little figure on the left is its match. It sure looks similar, okay? It's got the whole Bart Simpson thing going on. And you know, something very interesting too, guys, that I noticed with these Mars images, aside from the fact there's a shroom shape, a constant shroom shape, and you know, think owl face, think shroom shape, think square, lopsided eyes. What I find really interesting is that there seems to be this opening near the, you know, it doesn't like there's a separation between this part and this part of where this eye is. I don't know how to describe that. But if you actually go through and you really start tracing these images out, you'll understand what I'm saying. So again, looking for some sort of a person that's really good with tracing, okay, that would be willing to spend a little bit of time to help the world. Because I'm trying, but y'all see I sort of suck at it. But an artist would do a hell of a lot better job than me. So yeah, I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I think there's another little figure here, a little owl-faced figure, but it looks like that humanoid one that Joe White had on that other video, the little short eye, you know, the eyes were lopsided. It had like a weird looking mustache, the sash and the belt. But I haven't finished tracing that out all the way, but if you actually look at it, you can see it, okay? I mean, it has a very clear mustache. It almost looks like it's frowning. And it looks similar. And you can even see the 2 eyes. But I didn't get a chance to finish that. But again, there you go. So, again, I think that we may have a match, all right, with the one on the left. With the second one from right, with the 3 eyes, the really weird looking, it almost looks like it's a chimera, right? With like 2 twin heads together. It looks very similar to this little creature sitting on the rock that has what it looks to be 3 eyes, right? So that's 2 out of 4, possibly 5. And then these really weird block head beings. I feel like I see some of those always in the dirt. There are some images on some other, you know, Giga Pants and NASA images, and I will be able to bring that up one day, but just, you know, you don't have to take my word for it, but that's what I feel, okay? And then, of course, you've got, again, this little trapeze shape, almost like with a frown for its mouth, and it clearly has a red neck that travels to the chest area with very long, very thin arms, okay? So listen, this is my first contribution to the Mars community. I really hope that one of the experts can like, I hope maybe I'm doing something wrong here. I really do. You know, but I don't know what to say. I really don't, except that, again, either the rock blew away, got up and walked away. All right. Something's going on here. Something's very clearly going on here. This is very interesting. And even what's really cool about this is you can also sort of use these photos as like before and afters, or kind of going back, seeing, did anything move? Did anything not move in the last, you know, so-and-so. And that's really what prompted me to do this. Because I was so curious about this image and what, if I could get a photo of this maybe a day or 2 before or after, and how did the rock look then, you know? And even when I'm looking at this one, it's so obvious that there's something very fascinating going on here. You can clearly see those creatures, and they're in the same exact spot, the same exact pose. So that it tells me that this photo is partially correct. but it's definitely been modified. No question about that. Photoshop modified again. When did we have square, a box of square sand? And that would be a very interesting spot for that piece of sand to be, being the fact that all of this is covering up what I thought was a big slab of rock. But anyway, how did we go from that big slab of rock to all these little broken up pieces? But notice these little creatures, I call them little creatures, that you see from time to time in the Martian soil. I'm just going to point out about 3 of them right here. You got one here. You got one right here behind it. And you also got what this appears to be one too. Not a great view, but notice, and even look right here. It's like the thing comes out of the ground at a sideways angle. And one thing, very interesting thing I've noticed is that one eye seems to be bigger than the other. And again, what happened to our little friend? We had a little friend hanging out the rock, and where'd the rock go? So imagine if this is really what I think it is, then what else is going on here that could teach us about Mars, or what's going on on Mars, right? What's going on here, right? Fascinating, just absolutely fascinating, to say the least. Okay. Very fascinating. And guys, there was another photo or two that I recall seeing. Almost looked like a little boat, almost a little sheltered boat or something like that. And it had this weird thing going on in the front of it. It almost looked like a couple of eyes, a nose, and a mouth. And I was like, no, that can't be that. I'm having some pareidolia here, sure. But man, when you run up on 2 or 3 images with some weird shit like that, it's like, okay. Okay. There's some things, guys, that it's not, that can't be explained. It's impossible. And I don't think it's meant for us to always know. But man, the curiosity of it all, eh? The absolute blatant modifying of these images. So NASA, if you want us to help you, if you want the public to help you, you got to be fair about it. But I know I'm talking to a brick wall. NASA's never going to admit that there's any living creatures on Mars. Are you kidding me? It's never going to happen. It's up to, you journalists out there and, things of that nature to get that rolling, because NASA's never going to do it. You can forget it. I mean, they didn't even want to really admit there were UFOs or whatnot, So I try to be more on the logical side of things. And one thing I do want to note here, the reason why not to mention the fact that it's completely effing missing from the picture, the reason why this rock was pretty interesting to me was this part of it right here. If you look really close at this particular piece of the image, you'll notice what appears to be 2 little green little beings. I don't know if it's painted on or drawn on, but they have what? Little red chests. Little red chests. Get a second, go to the Giga Macro site and look for yourself. It sort of matches up with. But yeah. Amazing, eh? So anyway, there you go. That's what I wanted to come and present to the world today. I'm absolutely fascinated, okay, with this. I really think that if we really look close at this, it could be telling us something. Definitely, I do think it's trying to describe it, parts of, maybe it's top hierarchy of civilization. I don't know. What I do know is these things are obviously very, very, very little, okay? You just look at it in the grand scheme of things, okay, in the image. Though, if that is a little Martian creature, they are incredibly little. Incredibly little. So Thank you. Do not obey. Stay woke. Thank you for coming through. I really appreciate it. NASA's playing in our face. I know, right? So obvious. It already really sucks when you get to looking in these images and you see blatant. I see it all the time, especially with sand. They love to copy and paste sand over stuff. But man, when I seen this, coupled with the fact that there's no question, I've already stated that I feel this image is one of the most important finds in the history of Mars exploration. And I say that, and I say that the way I say it, I really feel that way because of what's possibly in it. And so, you know, I don't know. It's when I synced this last night, I almost wanted to come live last night and talk about it. But I felt it would probably be a little better to give people a little bit of time, you know, and get it out there on that community wall and stuff like that and see, you know, what other people may think about this. Again, I tagged, you know, the heavy hitters that I'm familiar with in this particular field on the community wall. And I really hope one of them gets to see this. I really do. Maybe they have some sort of... I just want one of the experts to double check this, okay? Because again, I do feel that this is a very important find. So that's what I had to present to you guys today. That's it, and that's all. I dropped a link to these images in the description, as well as in the comments. And let's see here. Yeah. I'm going to throw this. Let me make sure I grab these links here. I'm going to actually update the description, okay, of these videos. Y'all know I stream all over the place, all right? You may be in one channel, but I stream across multiple platforms. So I'm updating the description right now, all right, along with the list of those I tagged. Feel free, y'all, to tag someone else in the comment section. You know, another expert in this field that may be able to speak to this. There we go. That's done. So yeah, that's it. Y'all have a good day. Thanks to everybody for coming through. We'll definitely talk about this another time, I'm sure. This find only made this image even more fascinating to me. So y'all already know I've been with the whole, I've had my little magnifying glass on, okay? And don't forget that you can put a magnifying glass, install it to your browser. It will help you when you're looking at these images. And this is a prime example of what I'm talking about. You know, the eyes are lopsided. I don't know how to describe it. Almost like a owl face looking thing. Think mushroom, think E.T., Ewok. Yeah. But I think this is a really good start to the intelligent species that may live on Mars. So y'all, thank you for coming through. I really appreciate you guys. Just so that you know, before I get the hell up out of here, I'm going to drop a link to my new Mars channel. Yes, Leak, you started a Mars channel. I'm just going to go ahead and do my little contributions, right? I like to do my crime and justice and stuff like that. But I went ahead and got this kicked off today. And as you guys can see, I've already been adding people in there, featured channels. I need to keep this updated more often, but I need to add Mars Alive in there, Jimmy Roberts channel in there. I'm going to add a couple of them in there. But this is my little Mars channel, y'all. I don't have any videos on there yet, but I will after this. So if you guys get an opportunity, definitely come through. Definitely come through. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming through, everybody. I'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys.